Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and we're really going beyond, the usual story, turkey, pie, football.
Right, we want to uncover the history, the surprising origins, even the politics behind it all.
And let's start with a couple of quick myth busters right off the bat.
Okay, hit me.
That famous 1621 Plymouth Feast. They didn't call it Thanksgiving.
Oh, what did they call it?
Well, they didn't really have a specific name recorded like that for the feast. And for them, the word Thanksgiving actually meant something quite different.
Different how?
It meant a religious day, solemn, often involving fasting and prayer, not a big harvest meal.
Huh. Okay, so if 1621 wasn't the first Thanksgiving feast, were there others even earlier?
Looks like it. Some historians point way back to 1598.
1598? Where?
Down in Texas, actually,
Yeah.
near El Paso. Spanish settlers and Native Americans apparently held a feast together after a really hard journey, celebrating survival.
Wow. So the tradition we have now is really a mix of things over time.
Exactly. It evolved.
Okay, let's zoom back into 1621 for a bit. The menu. Forget the modern table. What was actually served back then?
Well, records and accounts mention venison, the Wampanoag brought deer, lots of wild birds too, probably duck, goose.
Not necessarily turkey then.
Turkey might have been around, but it wasn't the star. And interestingly, lots of seafood, clams, mussels, maybe even eel.
Eel. Okay, definitely not on my menu now. What about the sides we expect? Potatoes, pumpkin pie?
Nope, completely absent. Potatoes weren't common yet, and things like pie require sugar, which was incredibly rare and expensive. Cranberry sauce too, same issue as sugar.
So the turkey, how did that become the absolute symbol of the holiday?
That really took off in the 1800s. It was mostly, practical.
Practical. How?
A turkey is big enough to feed a whole family or a crowd. And crucially for farmers, it made more sense to slaughter a turkey than, say, a cow needed for milk or chickens needed for eggs.
Ah, so it was kind of the most expendable large bird for a feast.
Pretty much. An economic choice, it became tradition.
Okay, so we've got the food sorted, but making this a national holiday, that took some doing, right? It wasn't automatic.
Not at all. It took decades of campaigning.
Yeah.
Largely by one incredibly determined woman.
Who was that?
Sarah Josepha Hale. You might know her as the writer of Mary Had a Little Lamb.
No kidding. That's Sarah Josepha Hale.
The very same. She was also a very influential magazine editor, and she spent something like 30 years writing letters.
30 years to who?
Presidents, governors, congressmen, anyone who would listen. She argued that a national Thanksgiving Day could help unite the country.
And this push finally worked during a very divided time.
Exactly. Abraham Lincoln made the proclamation in 1863, right in the middle of the Civil War.
Wow. So Hale's vision